doing well. So sad.
Hey guys, welcome to my voice is I'm just laughing too hard. Welcome to another one of our video where we are the team behind NZPocketGuide.com. So we are kind of the expert of traveling in New Zealand, and I don't know what I'm supposed to say when we start because I am not wired up. What do I say usually?
Okay, well, I'll say my thing. So this is Robin and I'm Laura, and with the team behind NZPocketGuide.com, which is New Zealand's largest travel guide. It's completely free, online for you guys to use, and it covers everything to do with traveling in New Zealand. Whether you're on a 2-week camper van road trip around the country or doing a whole year on a working holiday, we cover all that good stuff. And we also have a job board on there as well, which is pretty cool. But if you're not really into reading, because there are a lot of articles on there, we also do this live Q&A session on YouTube every single Sunday at 8 a.m. New Zealand time, where you guys can come onto the live chat and ask your questions about traveling in New Zealand directly to us. But if you do miss the live session, we also take questions in the comments section of any of our YouTube videos, which we pull together, and also answer those during the live sessions, depending on how much time we get and how much questions we get in the live chat. But also, just so you know, the times around the world. So like I said, it's 8 a.m. New Zealand time on a Sunday. If you are in the UK and France, that's on a Saturday evening at 9/10 p.m. In the US, that's on a Saturday afternoon at 4 p.m. EST or 1 p.m. PST. In India, that is bright and early on a Sunday morning at 1:30 a.m. And in Australia, that is also pretty early on a Sunday at 6 a.m.
And it's 12 a.m. in Dubai, says Aju. How are you doing, Aju Jacob? You're doing all right today? All right. So, just quick story why I'm all rattled right now is that we are playing a game called Tetris 99, when you kind of battle people that are playing Tetris. And we're really into a game, and then we realized it was time for the live session. So we just dropped the controllers, and my heart's still beating. I'm just like, what? Anyway, taking a deep breath.
Yeah, back to New Zealand. Head on New Zealand right now.
Thank you for joining us, guys. So as usual, I'm going to read every single one of the comments. So if you have any questions, put them in. Otherwise, we do have plenty of questions that we did receive throughout the week. Now, a quick update for you guys about Immigration New Zealand. Pretty sure we're going to get a lot of questions about that right here. But they did release a massive update on their website. So they are reopened right now. They are going to restart the processing visas and everything. But in short, anything which is kind of like students or visitors or anything like that, it's kind of still a no-go for now. They are just kind of working on processing kind of resident and essential workers visas. So right now, there is no extra information for anything which is relating to like students or visitors visa. And we've done a video about it. We literally just recorded it this morning. So it will be up within the next like 10 to 12 hours. So if you're not subscribed to the channel yet, click subscribe, and there's also like a little bell icon. If you click on that, you'll get a notification for our next video. So if you guys want to click on that bell icon, you're gonna see the whole video where we spend a good 10 minutes going over through everything that is happening. Just to give you an update. Anyway, so who do we have on the live chat? We have Karen Veer that says, "I'm waiting for 3 days." Oh my God. Welcome. I hope you had enough food.
I hope you're actually still here, because maybe 3 days later they've decided to go. So Karen Veer, if you're still here, let us know.
Yeah. Paramjit says, NZ border will be closed for 12 months for students also. So again, we're not sure. We just know that right now until the next update. So the next update from Immigration New Zealand should come in about 1 month. But right now they are focusing on resident visa as well as essential worker visas only. And they're prioritizing people which are in New Zealand and need some help with their visas as well. But if you are in New Zealand right now, if you guys are asking us questions about your visa, because you are in New Zealand right now, you should have already received an email from Immigration New Zealand saying that your visa has been extended to September.
September the 25th.
Yeah, 25th of September. So that's pretty good. My news is for you, says 3 days, Karen V. Yes, 3 days, Karen V. What the hell? That's amazing. And he says, whoa, you must have a lot of questions, or being a true NZ Pocket Guide fan. So yeah, that's true. All right, my news is for you too. Your name, my friends, your name every time. Says, hey, Robin and Laura, good morning. Question. With the corona uncertainty, is it smart to rent a car in advance for December or wait as possible with the risk that there is no car left. Honestly, there will be car left. The tourism in New Zealand is taking a dive right now. So the amount of tourists coming to New Zealand, even in December, is going to be very minimal. So I think that it's not worth the risk. In my personal opinion, you should actually wait. And actually, we do have a lot of information on the website to help you do your research. So take this extra time to do your research.
Yeah, exactly. I think right now the best thing to do is for anything to do with traveling in New Zealand for the rest of the year, basically, I wouldn't go ahead and actually book things right now. Our sort of take on it is to at least plan your trip, like plan where you want to go, plan what you want to book, but actually don't do any bookings until you know that you can actually come to New Zealand at the time that you want to. So yeah, just to answer your question in short, it's basically don't book that car rental for December. I wouldn't worry about car rentals being sold out by December either. There's definitely not like there's not really that many people booking for anything in advance in New Zealand right now. The tourism industry's, there's pretty much nothing going on in New Zealand right now. So you'll be sweet if you wait. You'll wait a few months to do your bookings.
Extreme Talota says, Morena, how are we? Pretty good, man. We just went down to level 2, so finally can get a bit of fresh air. See a couple of friends at some point. That is kind of good because I'm just kind of sick of this one.
It's true. He is sick of me.
But yeah, how are you guys doing? How is it hanging out in Tokoroa, if I'm correct? Harjot says, hey, both, please tell us about the new bill impact on student visa. Please, I'm so worried. So as we just mentioned, right now, for student visa, it's still kind of a no-go because it's not essential, as well as, international arrivals are so kind of constrained, right? If you're arriving in New Zealand right now, you would be put in a government facility for 14 days for isolation. So there's just so much things right now, and Immigration New Zealand is only just restarting. So I think in about 1 month, we will have some update for you on that, Harjot. So if you want to keep up to date with the channel, we will post a video. Again, if you want full information about the state of Immigration New Zealand, as of right now, it will come out in I'm thinking about 10 hours. Like I need to upload it and the internet has been really slow today.
Yeah.
But Liti, we recorded this video right before filming this one. And before Tetris game.
Just before the Tetris.
We did the video, then we did Tetris game, and then now we're live with you. But so as soon as we finish here, I will start uploading the video. So it will be up, give us a few hours. So subscribe to the channel and you'll get the latest news. Andrew says it's 12 a.m. in Dubai. So are you already awake or are you about to go to bed? Like which one are you at right now? Harpit says it's 1:30 where he is, so a bit early as well. Anthony, how are you doing from California? Hey. He says, hi from California, USA. Are you in level 2 and are you able to go out and do things? The short answer is yes, but still kind of limited. So we can gather only with about a group of 10 people. So but that's fine. Usually that's kind of what we do. The businesses are starting to open, but they have to do like contact tracing. So like when you go to a shop, you kind of have to sign in. You have to give your information just in case something happens. Someone can call you.
Yeah, and also at the supermarkets and stuff, it's still like everyone is put it. When you're queuing up, you have to be a certain distance away from each other, and all the workers are wearing sort of like face masks and stuff like that, and there's a lot of hand sanitizer around. So it's kind of like back to normal as much as it can go, but with a bit of a health twist.
Yeah. But on the other hand, we are going on a hike tomorrow, so we're gonna get some fresh air. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, the walks are all open now. Yeah. The Department of Conservation huts and campsites are open, but they sort of suggest that you take extra sort of hand sanitizer and cleaning equipment with you.
So to be quite fair, we're not doing any multi-day hike anytime soon, right? We're just going to do some kind of day hikes, just get some fresh, that's what we do, right? You see the video that we do on the channel, right? We're always outdoor, we're always out there experiencing New Zealand, everything. So, we're getting there. We're not really going to do any kind of touristy or anything, anything like that, like activity-wise, just because we need to give them a bit of breathing room and the time for them to kind of like find how to operate safely and everything. But obviously, things are starting to looking up, so that's pretty good. Thank you for the question, Anthony. That's cool that you already know that we're level 2 and everything. It looks like you keep it really up to date with the New Zealand news. Arpit says, can we go to Campbell Island? Is there any way for tourists? I don't think so.
As far as I know, there are a few like cruises that sort of like,
they don't go on the island though, do they?
I'm
Do they
not
on
sure.
board?
I'm not sure, to be honest. But
I thought they were going near Campbell Island. You know, like you with binocular, you look at all the birds and the animals and everything.
Yeah. Maybe that's not included in the list, but I know that a lot of those sort of islands are on like sub-antarctic cruises. So I'm not sure if they actually, like you say, I'm not sure if they actually go onto it, but they probably
nearby. There are some cruise that goes there. Yeah, for sure there are some cruise that goes there. I'm just not sure if you can go on the island itself. But the wildlife there, is said to be amazing. We haven't been there. And also those sub-Antarctic cruises and everything. They're so out there and so far. They're usually very, very, very expensive.
Yes,
so
they are.
You have to know that it's. I think the cheapest one is around 10 grand. Is that correct?
That sounds about correct.
So the cheapest one is about 10,000 New Zealand dollars to go around this area. So you have to know. But it doesn't just go there. It's a long cruise.
And it goes to other very similar islands that are also
like Auckland Island.
Yeah, like they're also very good for their wildlife and protected islands and stuff. So that's what that's all about. But yeah, as far as I know, it's not like you can just take a flight to go there or anything. You have to go on these very specialized cruises. But I mean, they are probably so expensive because they do take you to a very very special part of the world that is very that is hardly visited. They do have special cruise ships that actually go there that even though it's not going to take you through ice, they are all kitted up, these cruise ships, to go through ice and that sort of thing. So it's a very specialized sort of cruise.
Harjot says, I watched the video of Woburn International. She said the government is talking about commencement of international students. Please let me know. We haven't heard anything of that. It sounds like speculations. Which we really try to avoid on this channel. So we try to, or when we are speculating and it's based on not much information, we really tell you, we say, this is what we think. Rather than this is the fact. So, there is a lot of YouTube channels out there. There's a lot of information out there that's really speculation based. We always and it's the same thing on nzpocketguide.com, right? When we write an articles and when we give you information, it's all fact based. And most of the time we've been there. We're in New Zealand all the time. We are going to all those places and everything. So I can't comment on that video that you watched, Harjot. If they start talking about the commencement of international students, they so vague. If
when they say like the government is starting to talk about it, it doesn't mean that any decisions have been made or anything. There's nothing set in stone. So I wouldn't actually start making any of your own plans based on that information. You should really wait until there has been like some official announcements, and keep checking on the Immigration New Zealand website, because that is obviously the main thing. That's the government organization that puts out the student visas. So they're the best place to go to actually get the real information concerning student visas.
I agree. Ronak says, hello, Rob and Laura. I hope that you guys are spending your next vacation in India after this pandemic. Love you guys. Oh, we love you too. Thank you very much, Ronak. I like the nice words. Ali Siddiqui says, planning a backpacking trip to New Zealand and binge watching your video. Very thorough. You guys have left no stone unturned. More power to you guys from Pakistan. Oh, thank you very much, mate. That's awesome. You can also check nzpocketguide.com, which is our written kind of travel guide to New Zealand. Same thing, it's all free. And there's even more information. So if you're into having a lot of information, check out the website. So it's nzpocketguide.com, and the link is in the description of this video. You can click on that, and this is our website for traveling in New Zealand. Harjot says, do you think the next update from Immigration New Zealand will be in favor of international students? Okay, so you're asking us our opinion, and I'm just going to give you our opinion. Again, it's just speculation. I think that they will restart studying in New Zealand around the end of the year, just because studying in New Zealand is such a big industry in New Zealand. It will hurt the country too much not to have it running at some point. It won't be fast. I genuinely don't think it won't be fast. So I think 1 or 2 semesters are going to be lost. But yeah, they will actually look into it. It's quite important. And also the fact that there are already a lot of students here in New Zealand which have been stuck because of the whole crisis. So it's kind of such a fine balancing act that they're doing right now. So I still think it's going to be opening. I don't know if it's going to be literally next month, right? But It will reopen, that's for sure. Extreme Talota says it's all right over in Tokora, still a little quiet most morning. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be a slow start. I mean, look, the level 2 only happened on Thursday, if I'm correct. Was it Thursday? Yeah,
I think
it
so,
happened
yeah.
on Thursday, and look, we still haven't left. We are actually going on a hike only tomorrow.
Yeah.
So I think everybody's gonna kind of be like, okay, like what is it
Slowly,
outside?
yeah. I know, like some of our neighbors were like, "Oh, we just went to the op shop the other day, just to see what it was like, but I was only in there for 2 seconds and came out again." Like, yeah, I think people are just a bit curious to see what's happening, but no one's really comfortable enough to go out and actually go on full on shopping or just actually get back to normal.
Everybody's
life.
still shopping online, basically.
Yeah.
God Save the Queen says, "Is the New Zealand border open?"
No.
No. That's the short answer, no, unless you're an essential worker and that. But for tourists, no, it's not.
No.
But stay tuned. On this channel, we actually have a video that gives you the latest immigration updates coming up in the next, I want to say it's going to be only 5 hours because the upload is not taking that long, but it's probably going to be 10. But as soon as it's uploaded, literally, when I upload video on the channel, right, I literally set it to like publish right now when it's like those kind of news, right? So literally it's going to upload and publish as soon as the upload is gone. So if you guys want to know the speed of internet in New Zealand, I'm going to upload about a 10-minute video at the end of this live session, and as soon as it's live, you can calculate how many hours it took, and you know how the speed of internet in New Zealand. Also, you can just ask us and we tell you it's really slow.
Yeah.
Anthony says he's doing fine. There's still lockdown in California. Even the malls are still closed. Oh my God. So you're doing all your shopping on Amazon, basically. That's crazy. Can you still get a pizza delivered? And is that delivered by drone yet? I mean, I just can't wait to see this kind of thing happening. God Save the Queen say the virus is very changing the world. Harjot says, please upload the video. I'm waiting, dear. It will be uploading as soon as we stop this live session. We are going to be starting the upload. Arpit says, are you able to see the Southern Lights this day?
I haven't heard any particular news of any solar flares or anything that's made a good Southern Lights display happening so far.
It has been very cloudy because we are at the beginning of autumn. So, like no matter how spectacular the Southern Lights are, you need a clear sky night. And on the Southern end, it has been very cloudy lately. So I don't think these days is like the best time. Yeah. But we do have a whole video on it, on this channel. If you just type Southern Lights and then NZ Pocket Guide, you'll find a whole video that explains how to spot the Southern Lights in New Zealand, which is quite handy. And we give you all the information on what to watch out and all that. So we go in length into that for like a good 15 minutes. So check it out, Arpit, if you're into that.
Yeah. In short, basically, you can still see lights these days. Like, it is still possible.
Jen Tay gives us a thumbs up for notification. Thank you very much, Jane. You know what? Like, so often we get, you kind of watch the news or you read a news article, or especially in New Zealand news media, I mean, you have those people sitting on a desk and 90% of the thing they do is just speculating. And I find that quite crazy. So we really try to stay factual. And by all means, sometimes our opinion or speculation transpires, or sometimes we say this is our opinion because you kind of sometimes, as a human person, you kind of want to say it. Or even sometimes, you do a mistake and it happens, right? But just basing your entire information on just speculation is so, sometimes. Okay, Ronak says, the last time I was in your live session, you guys told me about Whanganui, and I checked your website. I gotta say that many of them made it to my bucket list. So thank you very much, guys. You're very welcome, Ronak. There is a ton of amazing places to visit in New Zealand.
Yeah.
If you like Whanganui, what about you check out Hokitika on the southern end? So it's Hokitika, Hokitika. Check that out as well. Do some research on that town. You're going to love it as well. Arpit, hey, just for fun, the New Zealanders don't pronounce the R sound comfortably. Are you? Because you are not pronouncing Arpit correctly. Arpit? Is that how I'm supposed to say it?
First of all, Robin is not from New Zealand. He's from France. So he says R. How do French people pronounce R like properly? Like
Robin.
Yeah. So that's how French people actually pronounce R. But yeah, no, I guess maybe New Zealanders and English people as well don't usually like roll the R's, if that's what you mean, like going like if that's what you're referring to. But yeah, I don't know how New Zealanders.
Yeah, I think it's more like Rotorua. I think everybody. Honestly, we live in such an international world. Like it's the same when I'm reading your guy's name. When I read all the comments, my God, sometimes I'm struggling either because it's something which is what's the name that I can never say. My news is for you. I mean, like it's so hard for me to just go through that because it's all bunched together and everything. But also sometimes you never know. For example, Ronak, his last name is Sajani or Sajnani. And I'm having a really hard time pronouncing that. It means no disrespect, right? I'm just trying. But because, you kind of also try to answer questions and do this and that, sometimes it's a bit tough. So, but don't base the New Zealand accent on what you hear, neither for Laura or for I, because we're not New Zealander. I mean, we're New Zealanders, but we're not, we weren't born and bred here, so we don't have the accent.
We don't have the accent, no.
Yeah. Anthony says, yes, we can get pizzas and Walmart and grocery stores are open. Okay, at least you get the essentials, so that's good.
The essential pieces.
Ronak, are you talking about the Hokitika Gorge? Yes, and there is a town nearby called Hokitika that is worth checking into as well. Angie says, guys, you have been telling a lot about New Zealand. I appreciate that. Today, tell a bit about yourself as well. Well, ask us questions. We're always happy to answer. We don't usually go into too specific because we also do value a little bit of privacy, but we're happy to answer. He says, are you on a work visa, resident, or citizen of New Zealand? We're both resident in New Zealand now, so that's good times. All right. So while you guys are asking us some more questions while it's loading, we're going to go through questions that we received during the week. So anything that you ask us during the live chat, we'll be happy to answer them, and we'll go through all that. But if you don't make it to a live session, what you can do is to put your questions in the comment section of any of our videos, and we answer them during the live session. And today we have one which is quite interesting. Actually, it comes from a New Zealander, so it's always cool to actually get questions from Kiwis themselves. Here you go.
All right. So we got a question from Cara saying, Kia ora, from Christchurch team. Thanks for all your great videos. You really want to make a Kiwi like me explore more of my own country. I have a question about the ski fields. Will they open this year, especially for the next school holidays, as I want to take the kids out after all this ordeal? Thanks.
Oh, that's awesome question, Cara. I really love it. So, in short, yes, some of the ski fields in New Zealand are going to reopen. They are not necessarily going to reopen as early and as big as it was in all the other years, but we've done a little bit of research for you, and we find out the opening dates for most of the, the most popular kind of ski fields around New Zealand. So we'll go through each of them. And if you are not from New Zealand and you want to know where are a little bit of the ski field, we'll also tell you a little bit about each of those ski fields. We won't go too much into details, but just a little bit. And if you're a New Zealander and you don't know about all those ski fields, it's also handy. There's no shame. It's all good. All right. So let's get started with the July school holiday, because that's probably what you are talking about. So the July 2020 school holidays are going to be running from the July 4th to July the 19th. So that's a Saturday, July 4th to Sunday, July 19th. And so Cardrona, which is a ski field on the South Island. Laura, can you tell us a little bit about Cardrona?
Yeah, Cardrona is one of the largest ski fields in New Zealand. It's on the South Island, and it is situated in the Cardrona Valley, which is between Wanaka, that's the closest town to it, and Queenstown as well. It's about a 45-minute drive from Queenstown.
All right, so Cardrona will be opening on June the 26th, and I think it's a Friday. And it will open daily for the whole school holiday, July. So every single day it's going to be opened. But expect obviously some facilities with hand sanitizing and everything like that. And then after that, they're going to open, depending on demand. So they're probably going to open maybe they're going to start with 3 days a week, probably the Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then let's see, and they're going to open a little bit more afterwards. Now, what about Treble-Cone, Laura? Where is Treble-Cone?
Treble-Cone is also on the South Island, and the closest town to that is Wanaka. And that's actually the largest ski field on the South Island. That's that in a nutshell.
So it's supposed to open on Saturday, June the 27th. And same thing, it's going to open daily during the whole July school holiday. And then after that, they're going to open probably it's probably going to be 3 to 5 times a week. And that's going to be depending on weather as well as on demand, because I feel like a lot of those ski fields, the operational cost to open the ski field on a day is huge.
Yeah.
So you definitely need to have the demand. And because of all the concerns at the moment, they really kind of take a wait and see approach. Moving on to Coronet Peak, Laura.
Yep, Coronet Peak is the closest town to that is Queenstown, and it's basically quite one of the largest ski fields with lots of really good facilities, mostly on a big sheep field hill.
All right, so they're planning to open every day starting from the end of June. That's what they currently plan. They don't have a date just yet. That's the like a very vague announcement they've done, but that's where we are right now for Coronet Peak. The Remarkables, Laura.
The Remarkables. I think
it's your favorite, isn't it?
That's my favorite one in Queenstown. So the Remarkables is in Queenstown. It's a short drive from Queenstown, and that's another one of the largest ski fields in New Zealand. In the Remarkables mountain area, which is very picturesque.
So starting on July 4th, they're going to open daily. So that's for the school holiday. And then after that, they're going to open the weekends only after the holiday, and maybe extra days depending on request, demand, weather, all of that. So that's where we are for the Remarkables. Moving on to the Northern Island, Mount Ruapehu, Laura.
Mount Ruapehu is the largest skiing area in New Zealand on the North Island. Closest towns to that would be Turangi, Taupo, that sort of area. There's 2 ski fields on there called Whakapapa and Turoa. And that's about that.
So there's been lackluster communication from Mount Ruapehu, but listening to the chatters around the industry and everything, we expect them, and again, this one is just speculation, to opening for the July school holidays. We think they will open there, but again, this one is unsure. But maybe that's just our piece of mind on this one. All right, Mount Hutt ski field.
Mount Hutt, since the question was from someone from Christchurch, this would be one of the closest ski fields to go to, and one of the largest ski fields to go close to Christchurch. And again, they have lots of really good facilities, and the closest town to that area would be Methven.
For Mount Hutt, they say that depending on the snow, they would like to open on Friday the 12th of June. And they hope to open 5 days a week starting in July. So have 5 days a week open. Mount Dobson.
Mount Dobson is near Lake Tekapo. It's one of the smaller ski fields, but they still have some pretty good facilities there. That's pretty much all there is to say about that.
So Mount Dobson team say they will open, but they haven't announced the date just yet.
Yeah.
And Round Hill.
And that's another one near Lake Tekapo. Again, quite small, but good facilities, and that's about that.
It's definitely one of the smallest, obviously.
Yeah.
I just wanted one to round Hill. I wanted one to round up this list.
Yeah.
So same thing. They have announced that they will open, but they haven't given us a date just yet. All right, so that's basically the state of ski field in New Zealand for 2020. That's obviously all the information that we have as of the 17th of May. Yeah, 17th of May. Yeah, sorry, 17th of May 2020. But that's basically the. And obviously, you have to take that with a grain of salt. That if things changes, if there is a new outbreak, if there is something that change, that is very flexible. And everything's fluctuating a lot right now.
Yeah.
But this is what we have for you, Kara, so far. I hope that was really helpful to you, and I hope that's helpful to other people. If you did find this video useful, you can reward us with clicking like. It's a free way to reward us for all our hard work. You can subscribe to get more video like this one, where we talk about traveling in New Zealand. You can join us for one of our live sessions, which is happening at 8 a.m. New Zealand time every single Sunday, where we talk about traveling in New Zealand all together, hanging out on the couch like that. And you can also head out to NZPocketGuide.com, which is the largest travel guide to New Zealand. All right, going back to live chat. Guys, what is happening? I think that people are mocking my pronunciations. Where are we on? All right, Ali Siddiqui says, how easy is it to cover both islands on a backpacker bus only? In such a scenario, is it better to stay in one place or bounce between accommodation along the way? Definitely bounce between accommodation along the way. It's actually very easy. There is ton of videos on each channel. Just type bus. You know, like on the channel, on this YouTube channel, right? There is a search bar just on the side, and you can actually search if you're on desktop. If you're on mobile, it doesn't work. But if you're on desktop, you can search just all video only. If you just type bus, BUS, you will see like tons of videos about that. So yeah, very easy to travel. So you can do it cheap with a company like Intercity, or you can do like kind of a half tour, half flexible with a company like Kiwi Experience, which is kind of touring all around. But the best way is to take a bus, let's say from Auckland down to Rotorua, stay in Rotorua for like 2-3 days, enjoy the area, then take a bus from Rotorua down to Taupo, stay in Taupo for like 2-3 days and explore and keep on going that way. That's the best way to backpack around New Zealand. So,
and there's definitely good bus coverage on both the North Island and the South Island.
All right, so Ronak said, haha, you can pronounce it Sajnani. Okay, Sajnani. Here you go.
Beautiful pronunciation,
I am terrible at pronouncing anything. Andrew says, is there any difference between resident visa and citizen visa? Listen, that's a discussion we had before to know if we want to become citizen or not. I don't know. I don't think so. I think you get the passport, the New Zealand passport. You only get it when you're citizen. But aside from that, I'm not 100% sure. So I don't know.
Yeah.
In short.
Basically, we couldn't tell many differences, but I'm sure there are benefits maybe that a New Zealand passport would have over some other country passports. I think you would have to maybe it's more like just weighing up your your country's passport compared to a New Zealand passport. But yeah, in terms of what that means for your I don't know, for your life in New Zealand or what you can do in New Zealand, we couldn't really see any differences really.
Beverly Gibson says, what can you tell me about the Forgotten World Adventures?
Have you not seen our video?
We have a video about them. So first, they have a motel as well, I think it's called the Forgotten World Motel.
Yes,
yeah. So they're located in Toromanui, which is a town not too far from the big volcano called Mount Ruapehu. It's nearby. The area. They have a motel where you can stay and then you can tackle some of the activities. There is multiple activities you can do with them. You can do a jet boat that they organize with one of the jet boat companies there.
Yeah.
But you can also do rail biking. And I think that's the bomb. We have a video on the channel actually staying with them so you can see the motel. We have a video with them doing this jet boat and we have a video with them doing that rail biking. Laura, do you want to talk a little bit about the rail biking?
Yeah, sure. So
that's awesome.
They have these sort of I think they've made it themselves. They have two types of rail carts. One is, so you're on like an old railway and you pedal basically. There's like 2 or 4 seater carts that you can go in and pedal your way along a railway. Or you can do electric carts as well if you can't really be bothered in pedaling, because it is quite a lot of exercise to do for a long time. And they do various different lengths of tours. You can just do a day tour where you rail to a certain point and then they can transport you back via bus, which they did on the tour that we did on our video. But alternatively, you can do multi-day rail biking, which is pretty cool. You can stay in different areas along the way, near the area which is known as like the Forgotten World Highway, which is a really remote part of the North Island. A really special place to go to that's less visited. And basically you are in this rail car surrounded by not much other than sort of like pastures with fields of cows and sheep. Also a lot of forest as well, a few rivers nearby. You go through various different tunnels and bridges. There's a lot of wild goats around. It's just a really alternative, different way to see some of the countryside of New Zealand, which is pretty cool.
So yeah, here you go, Beverly. It's really awesome. I really invite you to check out the video. It's really cool. Ash says, why do you guys leave your rubbish everywhere? Ash, it's a misconception. The medias in New Zealand love to focus when some tourists leave some rubbish somewhere or some campsites are a bit trashed. But most tourists are very neat people, and they're definitely not the bulk of the pollution and littering in New Zealand. So I think it makes for a good clickbait story for New Zealand medias and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean New Zealand.
I just did something right here.
Yeah.
Anyway.
New Zealand media probably wouldn't go down well with New Zealanders if they said like you guys are littering your own country. I'm sure they wouldn't get a very good reception for that. So yeah, that's why it makes a better story, I guess, to blame the people that aren't reading it.
Beverly is back with another question. I want to travel in the fall of the year. I have relative in the south and Ireland. When would be the best month in each? Well, the fall is right now. We are in fall right now in New Zealand. So fall in New Zealand, which is autumn.
Yes.
When is it?
Autumn is between April, May. No, it's March, April, and May.
Here you go, March, April, and May. So that's fall in New Zealand. I hope that was your question, Beverly. If it wasn't, just ask again or reformulate, reword what we misunderstood. Leo says, hey guys, good morning. Leo, that's been a while. How are you doing? Natalie says, can you share some easy weekend day hike in the Bay of Plenty? Have you been to Mount Maunganui, for example? This is in Tauranga. This is a very easy kind of hill to hike.
It's not exactly a day hike, but you can spend a good couple of hours in the area doing the walk up there and down and taking in the views. Yeah.
If you're on a short drive, you have the Karanga Heke Gorge, which has really fun hikes. I think it's a really cool weekend outing.
Yeah, that has like loads of different hikes around. There's loads of different options for that. There's one of the walks takes you through like, I think it's like a 1 kilometer long old mining tunnel, which then when you get to the end, you get to a really cool waterfall. Otherwise, there's more walks along the river itself, going through again more mining tunnels, which has some glowworms up above you, which is pretty cool, and you get to see a few relics of the mining era as you're walking along as well. Yeah.
And if you want to check out some beautiful kore trees, so kore trees are some really gigantic like New Zealand trees, like really big. And it's quite fantastic to watch. There are a few tracks around, like the Tuohu track, which is really, or Tuohu Kore track. Here you go. It's really fantastic hike to do as well, and it's great. It's great outing for the whole family.
Yeah.
So that's a few of them that we have on just from the top of our head. But if you want to know more and find out more kind of little outings in the Bay of Plenty, you can go on NZPocketGuide.com. The link is literally in the description of this video, and you'll be able to find a ton of hikes and free activities as well. We have the top three things to do around Tauranga, for example, which is pretty awesome. But yeah, there's ton to do. Natalie, I hope that you pick one of those, and if not, just keep on asking questions. We're here to answer. Leo says, do you have any video skiing on the channel? Videos of us skiing, I'm not sure. I don't think we have. We're hiking in the snow, for example. We have plenty of snow-related videos. We're flying above the snow. We are landing on the snow. We are doing, like ski planes. We are doing glacier hikes. But skiing, I don't think we have.
When we were doing New Zealand's biggest gap year, which for you guys that don't know, that's when we did 365 days of 365 activities in New Zealand. And as we were traveling around the country, we actually got to one ski area it's at Mount Ruapehu. Taroa is the ski field there. And when we got there, we were there a little too early for the ski season. It was meant to be starting, but they hadn't got enough snow to open up. So yeah, we basically missed out there. And then by the time we got down to the South Island where the ski fields were there, well, that's when all the ski fields had closed. So we sort of just missed all the ski field areas when we were doing New Zealand's biggest gap year, which did take us a whole year to do. We just didn't spend any of that year actually by a ski field in winter. So yeah, unfortunately we just didn't time it correctly there. But
then when we do our research, for the site and everything like that, we obviously do go to those ski fields and everything like that. We usually just take pictures because that's what we put on the website, and that's basically it. So we don't necessarily film like every single second of our lives there. So video of us skiing, no, but the video relating to skiing, we answer a lot of questions. We literally just answer the big question about skiing today.
Yeah, we even have a subcategory on NZ Pocket Guide about skiing in New Zealand and the ski fields. So if you want to see like all the information basically we have on skiing in New Zealand, then go check out that subcategory on the website.
MB, he's back, says, I doubt New Zealand would be opening anytime soon to tourists outside of New Zealand and Australia. Yeah, I agree. I think it's going to be like, New Zealand, Australia, then New Zealand, Australia, and some of the South Pacific Island. And, it's going to open in stages. I tend to agree with that. Obviously, nothing has been announced, but I tend to agree with you. Arpit says, are you people aware of Bollywood, Indian actors, and cricketers? Because we Indian are crazy about crickets and movies. Yeah, I've watched. Actually, regularly we watch some Bollywood movie. I just never remember titles. But I watched a Bollywood movie with that famous actor. You know that was like short. It was a really popular movie. I'm pretty sure you'll be able to come up with the title. But you know, like there was a special effect, and he was like shorter, and he was like, I can't remember what it was. I also watched that movie where that guy, I can only just describe what happened, like the funny bits that happened. But he drove like a car up a ledge, and then the car just reached in and crashed onto the helicopter, and he jumps from it. It was just so funny. I love Bollywood movie because you guys are going like, just all out with like, it's just kind of like, it is clearly not possible, but it's gonna be hilarious and fun anyway, so I'll make it. And so yeah. Oh, I watched that video as well where this guy they were doing a whole car chase, and he was like sitting in front on the front of the car, on the hood of the car, with his sunglasses. Oh my god, I watched so many of those movies. I'm fan of like the silliest the better. So yeah.
Yeah, and also if you're into Bollywood movies, then there has been one Bollywood movie that that I read up on that was filmed in Wellington in.
Oh, what's the name?
I don't know.
Okay, here you go.
It's a Bollywood. Just type in Bollywood movie filming Wellington on Google, and you'll probably find the name of it. But there was a Bollywood film filmed in Wellington.
I'm more into silly movie than cheese, but
yeah.
All right, what is happening? Ronak says, "True, Arpit, we're crazy about cricket's movie. Do you know about this stuff?" Well, I just tell you everything that I knew. As for crickets, I knew that the New Zealand team is called the Black Caps.
It sounds like you're not sure if you do know that.
I think it's called the Black Caps, and that's basically. I'm not really into sports. Just to be quite honest with you guys, I'm not really into sport at all.
Cricket's quite big in the UK as well, but I'm not into sports either, so I'm not a fan really.
Selen say, hi Francisco and Selen. Where can we find jobs for an economist and a poo?
And a what?
Batch degrees. Sorry, and a sociologist. That's better. Where can you find a job for that? Honestly, I would say Wellington. From the top of my mind right now, economist, there is like most of the finances is based in Wellington over there. And sociology, probably there's a couple of university down there. So I will say Wellington, but obviously you do have to do some of your own research here. We're more of a travel channel here. We're here to talk about traveling in New Zealand. Yeah. So
we don't know really about specific sort of careers, like that. We know about like, the backpacker jobs, the sort of things that people find when they're on a working holiday in New Zealand, but when it comes to sort of career work, that's not really where our expertise lie.
Yeah, definitely. Mate, you're pronouncing my name Anju. Mate, you're pronouncing my name all the way wrong. How my name is Aju, and there is no N in it. Okay, so Aju, here you go. I told you guys I'm terrible with name. I mean, no disrespect. I'm here to hang out with you guys and answer your questions, but I'm also here to butcher your names. Beverly says, you understood, but I'll ask more specifically. I have read about driving at the southern end of the Southern End. My concern is snow and having to carry tire chains. Your thoughts? You have to have the chains. I mean, I wouldn't, my thought is, you have to have the chain. You have to know how to put them on. But I'll be honest with you, in the fall, I don't really think you're going to really need the snow chains, depending on how high you're going to go.
Yeah.
But on the southern tip of the South Island, you're on the coast, and usually on the coast, the sea is warming up the land. So usually the snow doesn't really stick very much.
Yeah, where the snow is mostly falling in the South Island is, right in the center. That's where the Southern Alps are, the mountains. So those sort of areas is where you're more likely to encounter roads with snow on, which is more likely to happen in winter between June and August. Yeah, maybe there might be some sort of freak storm that might happen in autumn. You never know. So if you are concerned, or if you do see that there is forecast for snow, make sure before you go out, if you're going over mountain passes, for instance, Arthur's Pass, Lindis Pass, is there any other pass? Haast Pass, any sort of road with the name Pass on it usually indicates it's over some mountains. And before you head out on the road, make sure you check the weather. If you're a little bit iffy about driving in the snow, then maybe just say, okay, I'll wait a couple of days. But otherwise, make sure you have some tire, some tire chains in your car.
I think as a general rule, when traveling in New Zealand by car, it is a good skill to have to know how to put the snow chains on. And honestly, it's really not that hard as it seems. Like a lot of people are panicking a little bit about that. Practice it. It's very simple. You just do it once or twice and you all sort it. And especially if you rent a car, you actually can ask the car rental company to show you how to do it. So you can ask them to show you how to do it. And then you practice it just in their parking lot once or twice and you're all good. So yeah. Ronak says, haha, Aju, cut them some slack. Well, tell me how to say your name properly. Aju, now I'm good. Natalie says, the best place to shop for setting up a rental house or camper van. Also, hi, Mira F. Just say hi. So,
okay.
Best place to shop for setting up a rental house or camper van. So once you... you are setting up a rental house or camper van.
Do you mean land? Like you want some land to put a rental house?
No, I think she wants to get herself a rental house or camper van.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So, in my opinion, if you want to find yourself the best place to, like the best hotels or rentals or even car rentals, check out nzpocketguide.com. It's not a place to shop, right? We're not going to take your money because that's not what we do. Our job is to tell you about the good places and then you make your own decision. But we put a link to all the places. So then you can actually make your booking then. But honestly, if you want our full advice and all reviews on all those things, check out our website. So if you want to rent a camper van, go on nzpocketguide.com and go on the camper van section and read what we say about all the companies and pick the one that you think is the best one for you. We don't necessarily say this one is always the best. We just say this is kind of like one of the inclusions, and because everybody has different travel needs, you know what I mean? So I'll say this. I know it's a bit self-promotional, but that's definitely what it is. If we didn't understand your question, though, Natalie, just ask it again because we were not sure, but I think that's what it is. And same thing for rentals, by the way. We do all Airbnbs. We review a lot of them.
Yeah.
Same thing for hotel, motel, backpackers, all that. Ronak say, yes, that movie with the short guy was Shah Rukh Khan. Yes, that's this one, Shah Rukh Khan. I think that's what it was. But yeah, very, very funny. I liked it a lot. I mean, funny and sometimes not funny. Guys, I saw you surfing. Aju says, guys, I saw you surfing video last week. I think it was just an iteration of one of your previous video. Just wanna know, did you complete the training surfing? Was it just a one-day session training? Laura is actually now a professional surfer. She's sponsored by Rip Curl, and she's going to compete in the world stage next year. So here you go.
Well, that's true. Yes. What can I
also,
say?
That's a big lie. No, so those kind of things they call like kind of like one-day surf lessons, right? And it's a great way to kind of initiate yourself and just try it out and just have fun with it. So the one-day surf lessons, I've probably done about 20 in my life. It's the same as scuba diving, right? Every single time we do an introduction to scuba, it's called. That's the official name of those kind of tools, which means you have a guy that can teach you what to do all the way and everything. But the thing is, we never have the time to actually do the whole course. And also, we are here to show you what you can do as a traveler. And usually travelers, they're not professional surfer. They're not professional scuba diver. So if you're a professional scuba diver, you get to see a little bit the area and you see how much freedom you can have. And even through this video, you enjoy it. If you're a professional surfer, you see the area, you see kind of what kind of equipment you can get, and you kind of, you get what you need out of this video and you sort it. But for most people traveling, they just do an initiation, a one-day lesson. And that's what we do. That's why I've done 20 of those. And that's why almost every single time you see us doing that. Also, you see no progress because we're really bad at surfing. So if you watch our video of doing surfing, right, and you can see many of them on the channel, and we will post more of them like soon, you see us being in the same level. But it's just because that's what a surfing tour is all about. It's a lot of fun, though.
Yeah. So, most basic tours for surfing or, like basic surf lessons are just that one session where they basically just get you standing up on the board because that's what most people just want to be able to do in their first lesson. But if you want to actually learn to surf properly, then there are certainly a lot of surf schools in New Zealand which will do like 5-day lessons with you to get you like, turning on the board or, that sort of thing as well. So there's definitely options to do that in New Zealand. There's a ton of surf schools that will, there is multiple days because it does does take practice. You're not just going to learn to surf in,
Yeah.
in one session. It takes, practice and multiple lessons. And the really cool thing about the surf schools in New Zealand is that the instructors are usually, adapting to your level as well. So they work with you and give you some other sort of tips. Even if you're in a group, they might give you some different tips to someone else who might be struggling a bit more, so usually the surf schools are really sort of like catered to what you need type thing in New Zealand. Yeah.
Where are we? Ronak says that yes, the New Zealand cricket team is called the Black Caps, and India and New Zealand cricket team share a toe-to-toe rivalry, but a healthy and loved one. Oh, cool. Which one wins the most? Is it more New Zealand or India? I shouldn't ask you, should I? You're gonna say India, don't you? Yeah. Well, there you go. I ask. By the way, guys, if you find this video useful or even entertaining, click the like button, like just under the video. It's a free way for you guys to reward us for all our knowledge and hard work. Joshua is back. Hey, how are you doing, Joshua? Thank you for showing up another week. I enjoyed that. That's cool. Say, what's your favorite New Zealand movies or TV shows?
I don't know if it's I don't really know if it's actually produced in New Zealand or produced in America, but it obviously stars New Zealanders, which is Flight of the Conchords. Is my favorite.
It's New Zealand.
Show.
It's New Zealand produced. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I pick a movie then. I think The Lord of the Rings is quite a lot of fun. It's tedious to go through, but it showcases New Zealand very well.
Extended versions of The Lord of the Rings. There's no other way to go about it.
No. So yeah, that's the thing, right? Every time I want to watch The Lord of the Rings, right? I'm like, okay, I'll watch it. Laura is like, okay, let's pop in the extended version with an extra 30 minutes of nothing happenings.
That's the best bit. You get to just see more of the New Zealand scenery.
My God, it's just
good.
so. If it's not the extended version, I think The Lord of the Rings. I do really enjoy this. And I mean, a movie that, if I have to watch it, like, kind of a few times and everything, I really love the movie called District 9. And the special effects were actually done by Weta Studio, which is based in Wellington. It's not necessarily like a New Zealand movie, very much, but yeah. But ask when another movie I really like is that what's the thing in Darkness? From the same guy that Flight of the Concorde is What Happened in the Shadows. What Happened in the Shadow is a very fun movie as well.
What was that horror movie about sheep?
Oh, Black Sheep.
Yeah.
Black Sheep. Peter Jackson, I think that's him.
I don't know if he did it, but I know the effects were done in the Weta Studios.
So Black Sheep is also a very funny movie. It's a horror movie of sheep attacking people. It's funny as. So yeah. So I hope that gives you a bit of a selection, Joshua. If you're bored at home, check out Black Sheep, The Lord of the Rings, Flight of the Concorde. And then what happens in the shadow. Just type that. Google is going to correct you and you'll find this one. And District 9, I like just for the special effect made in New Zealand. I don't think it's really New Zealand stuff, but the special effect are made in New Zealand. Anything else that comes to mind?
Not really. I mean, other things that I can think of, I know the next few avatars are going to be filmed in New Zealand, but they never seem to be released.
Yeah. And Amazon they bought the right to The Lord of the Rings, and so there is casting call here in New Zealand all the time because they're shooting the Lord of the Ring series for Amazon near Auckland. They're shooting that over there, right? And the casting call are over and over and over and over. It's quite intense how much how much staff they need. Yeah, I don't know when that's coming out though.
Yeah, I think everything's been put. Everything that was on hold or seemed like they were never going to come out is now extended even further. Yeah. So I think, it's probably going to be a while.
Yeah. There's also a New Zealand version of the American show called Survivor. There's 2 seasons of it. I find it really boring.
It's quite funny.
But it's funny. But it's a bit more boring because you don't have as much budget. Yeah. So, that's the thing. Like, if you compare, American versions of other countries' TV shows, right? America always puts so much more money into it, so it's always hard. So it's better to start with an overseas version and then go to the American one and going backwards because you feel like it's a bit of a downgrade. But yeah. If you have ever watched Survivor USA version, you may want to watch the New Zealand one, see what they did with it. So yeah, no, that's pretty much everything I come up with. Mira says, so excited to finally catch a live session. We're excited to have you on board, Mira. Welcome. Yoo-hoo. I saw that you were excited beforehand. I didn't want to let you down, so I said hi beforehand, I didn't want to let you. All right, and Ronak says, and India and New Zealand cricket have the rivalry. Okay, So it looks like we're all caught up with all the questions. So if you guys have a few quick fire questions, we have an extra about 5 minutes with you guys. So yeah, just quick fire some extra questions if you have some. In the meantime, let's just catch up with the big story of the day. So the New Zealand went back down to alert level 2, which means that you kind of have the right to kind of explore your region a little bit more. You're still kind of confined to your own region, but New Zealand regions are quite large, so that's pretty good. And also you get to actually go and see your friends a little bit more. But most importantly, the hikes, which are run by the Department of Conservation, are now open. And the huts also are now open. So if you want to go on hikes, you can go on like multi-day hikes and day hikes and all that. We obviously suggest you mostly to go on day hikes.
Yes. Yeah. So now all the Department of Conservation walks are open. And although they say that, the campsites and the huts are all open now, obviously if you are going with there, you are going to be staying with strangers and other people. That is kind of like, what you need to be avoiding a little bit to stop the spread of this thing. So, but there is a lot of day hikes. So there's a lot.
Wait. I wasn't caught up. I think there was a big bug in the live chat, and we just got like 1 million comments. So guys, sorry about that.
Let's stop talking about the hikes a second.
Oh my lord. Okay. So first off, apologies, and if we miss anything, we'll stay a little bit longer today. There was a big bug on the live chat, and just it was all standstill, and then instantly it was like do, and I got like 1 million comments. So La Mode Fashion says, hello, I'm from Haiti and I have planned to come to New Zealand. Please tell me how much I can rent an apartment. It really depends when you are. The best way to do that is to actually check out our video on the cost of life in New Zealand, or to check out NZPocketGuide.com, on which we actually have the cost of life on each different cities in New Zealand, and we kind of tell you a bit of a comparison on that. So NZPocketGuide.com, or check out our video right here on this channel on the cost of life in New Zealand. Because rent of an apartment in New Zealand can be between $500 a week, and if you share a room with some people, it can be like $80 a week. So it's everything in between. So if you want a bit more context, we have a video for you. Thanks for the question, Ladmode Fashion. I like it. Ash says, I have booked a holiday to New Zealand once this is over. I have 52 hours and I want to see as much of this great country as possible. And I arrive in Auckland and live in Invercargill. So when you say you have 52 hours booked, Ash, is it on your intercity bus pass?
Yeah.
I think that's what it is, right? So on the bus pass, there's some bus pass where you can buy per hour. So it's kind of like a 52-hour credit, and then you can travel around New Zealand. But that is enough to actually make your way down there.
Otherwise, if you are just literally meaning 52 hours, and judging by the other comments that you were putting before, I don't know if you're...
No, you don't have just 52 hours in whole New Zealand, do you? No.
I was just thinking...
Anthony, Ash, tell me we're wrong. Tell me we're wrong.
He was the one saying about all the rubbish before, so I was just thinking he was just taking the piss.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you're mocking.
Ash, are you mocking us?
Yeah. 52 hours. No.
Because actually, 52 hours does apply to the intercity buses, like Robin says. If you want to mock us a bit better than that in the future.
Yeah, you got to give us better bait.
Yeah.
Ronak says, Kane Williamson, captain of New Zealand cricket team, is my personal favorite player. Nice. Selen says, thanks a lot. You're very welcome. Muggle says, no love for Bangor, Maine. I don't know what that is.
To bring river of salty tears to my eye. Okay.
Sorry, you were talking about weed and everything, man. I don't know what that is, but thanks. Arpit says, I just love to be in this generation, because talking to the person sitting in New Zealand, far away from my home, like another world, is really like a dream for me. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Like,
yeah,
I think it's really cool. Like sometimes you just, you can interact with people. Like what I love about the internet, like I don't do much social media. Like a lot of people try to contact me on social media and everything, and I never reply because I never look at it. It's not that I hate people, I just never look at it. I'm big on Reddit. Right? And on Reddit, you just go on a sub and you talk with so many people from so many different walks of life about one specific subject that you have in common. And I find that absolutely fascinating. I've created fantastic friendships on Reddit, and I really do love that.
Yeah.
So I think it's a great advantage of the generation.
I think it's good to just take a moment to appreciate those sort of things. It's pretty nice to actually say that. So nice.
So Mira says, my partner and I are hoping to come to New Zealand on a working holiday as soon as possible. Do you have a suggestion for couples looking for work and accommodation? Yes, Mira, split up. So, and I'm not saying that as a relationship. I'm just saying split up when you look for work. So it's highly unlikely that employers will want to hire a couple just because you will bring your home drama with you at work, and that may be a bit dangerous. And also sometimes because in New Zealand you have a lot of really small team that changes the dynamic of the team. For accommodation, it's very easy to find accommodation as a couple. A lot of flats, which are like shared apartments. You can rent a room as a couple, and it's quite easy to do. But yeah, for work, split up, and each of you find a job in the same city, obviously, but split up for sure.
I think. I was just going to say, I think if you are desperate to work together, then you can at least put a few applications out to the same places to work together. There will be. There might be some sort of ways to do that for sure. Like for instance, like ski fields. A lot of couples work together in ski fields. A lot of just sort of like maybe big kitchens in sort of hospitality and stuff like that. Like where they need a lot of workers. That will maybe they would be more happy to.
But be aware that you may have different shifts, right? You cannot expect your boss to have the same shift for you all the time.
But I would just do a mix of both. Like do some applications for both of you as a couple for various different employers, but also do some individual applications out there as well, just to make sure you have the biggest chances. Because the more you restrict yourself by just wanting to go out for jobs for couples, then that's it might make it harder to find a job, and you might get frustrated and not get things fast enough. It's best to be as open-minded and as possible. Yeah.
Anthony says rocking and give us a $2 donation. Thank you, mate. He sent us a fox which is dancing and loving
with hearts coming out of his butt.
Yeah. Yes. What is going on here? Oh, thank you so much, mate. That means a lot to us. That's really cool. Thank you very much, Anthony. You're the man. Ronak says, honestly, guys, India won all matches in 2020 format, but New Zealand won all matches in 50-50 format. Equal strength, but I do have to say New Zealand team has greatest batsman heavy hitters. Well, you know what? I read this whole sentence, despite the fact that I understood nothing of it, but I read it.
I will take your word on that.
Yes. So here, Ronak is our new cricket specialist for NZ Pocket Guide. So all your cricket coverage, how is it going? How is it going, Ronak in India over there? Yeah. Okay. Can you cover the latest match? Thank you, Ronak.
You look like a cricket match person with your cap on.
Yeah. Here you go. Give me a bat. I'll bat some stuff. Jesse Savage says, hello, would a normal job like an ice cream shop or something similar pay enough money to live a lifestyle like living in Auckland in an apartment that costs around 350 New Zealand dollars a week? You wouldn't save much. You wouldn't save much, meaning that you wouldn't really be able to kind of like save in order to travel later. Auckland is by far the most expensive town to live in New Zealand. So I would strongly suggest, if you want to have those kind of entry-level job, to go in a town that is much cheaper to live in. So then you can save some money and then you can travel. Otherwise, you're going to come to New Zealand, scoop some ice cream, barely save anything, not see New Zealand, and then what? Fly back home? It's not going to be that enjoyable. And again, we say that with the mind of we are a travel channel here, right? So we're here to kind of like give you more like kind of travel advice. That's the same thing that we did for Mira, right? Yes, she can definitely find a job with her boyfriend, right? But the thing is, if you want to find it a bit faster in order to actually, get on with things, find a job, work for 3 months in order to travel more and everything like that, well, the advice is kind of open your mind and get different kind of jobs. So we say the same thing to you right here, Jesse, when you talk about that work. Yeah, can you afford it? Yes, but it's going to be grindy and it's going to be long. And, so we more kind of like, here's an approach that will allow you to save some money and being able to kind of bounce around and travel New Zealand and explore it. So I'll just give you some context to our answer. Ronak says, Tyler Waititi is from New Zealand and he's a great writer, producer, and director. Yeah, he produced the latest Thor Ragnarok. He did a movie called Jojo Rabbit.
Yeah, that Hitler movie.
To be the director for like a big The new Star Wars, I think. The new Star Wars movie is going to be coming from him. So here
There's
you go.
more Star Wars movies coming out.
I don't think that's ever going to stop.
Oh,
Disney
God.
bought it for
The
billions.
Mandalorian was good, but
Yeah.
those last couple of movies were not
what was
good.
this last one? The Rise of the Skywalker was terrible.
Yeah.
That was hard to watch. That was really...
Anyway, we're not here for that.
Yeah. Not here to cry over Star Wars. Joshua say, thanks for answering my question. Love watching this live stream every week. Thank you. We're
Cool.
actually really happy to have you on board every week, Joshua. Thank you so much. Natalie says, best New Zealand owned company for souvenirs or things to buy to commemorate a trip. There is some good ways to commemorate a trip. You can do it like we did. You can watch the last episode of New Zealand's Biggest Gap Year where we do something epic to commemorate that. So I won't tell you too much.
It's not for everyone, but
that's
it's
pretty
one
epic.
way to do it.
But one of the best thing to do to remember your trip, honestly, is to do some greenstone carving. I think that's really awesome, and you get to do it yourself, and they're all New Zealand-owned company. So you can do that in Stewart Island. If you go all the way down here, get Mountain Jade carving over there. The name of the guy is called Dave. He's really awesome, and you can carve yourself a toki.
Rakura Jade.
Rakura Jade. Yeah. So yeah, really awesome. Rakura Jade. It's really cool. Otherwise, you can go in Hokitika and you can carve jades as well.
With Bones and Stones, they have a little carving studio there, and you can create your own souvenir in Hokitika.
And it's really cool. So you go through the whole designing phase, and the guy helps you to do like a New Zealand style design, everything, and you carve it yourself. It's so awesome. And you can also do some bone carvings with Skeleton Crew Carving Studio. I always mix the name. And
that is in Barrytown, which is actually pretty close to Hokitika.
Yeah, and that's really awesome as well. So you get a bone, and she teaches you, she's Maori. She's going to teach you the significance of all the shapes and everything. It's really amazing. So if I were to go for like the best way to get a souvenir in New Zealand, I will carve myself something with one of the three options. Raikura Jade in Stewart Island, Bones and Stones in Hokitika, and Skeleton Crew Carving Studio in Barrytown. So here you go, Natalie. I hope that if you don't like any of those options, just ask again and we can give you something else. Mira says, my partner and I are hoping to come on a working holiday when things are... Oh, we already answered that. Okay. Mira, looks like your question came up twice.
Maybe they copied and pasted it.
Yeah, maybe that's what happened. Pete says, how you guys, the French, are so fluent in English because your primary language is French. Because we Indians are horrible at speaking English fluently. Well, I'm horrible at speaking English as well. Let's be honest. I mispronounced most of the thing. I'm horrible at that as well. However, it just comes with practice, right? I left France when I was quite young, and then I just immersed myself. I never hang out with French people. Every time I travel, I always hang out with English speaker, and I just put myself in situation where I have to learn English, and as simple as that. So if I don't have a choice, I will succeed, and that's usually the best way to get the best out of yourself. Put yourself in a situation where you don't have a backup, and here you go.
Yeah. Saying that, like, we actually have an Indian friend who's very fluent in English as well. You can barely tell that, like, she has an Indian accent because she has also put herself into situations where she's mostly speaking with English
she's
people.
Working in the local supermarket and everything. So she put herself in this situation to have to kind of speak English most of the time.
So I think, like Robin says, it's like just the more you practice and the more you put yourself in those situations where you have no other choice but to speak English, then you find that you figure it out. Yeah.
So I feel that, I really feel that she doesn't really even sound Indian, She sounds almost Kiwi.
More New Zealand.
But that's
because she surrounds herself by New Zealander accents all the time, I guess.
So I think like you're making a generality right here, Arpit. It's not all Indians. And I'm remembering actually when I used to live in Vancouver in Canada, I was speaking English obviously with almost everybody, and I had an Indian friend as well, and he had like almost a proper like English, probably more English accent than Laura has. Mm-hmm. But because he was surrounded, he was hanging out with some English people because he had some exchange student in his school or whatever. And he was like speaking like the Queen's English, which was quite interesting. Clay Bryant. Hey, Clay, how are you doing, man? Hey. He says he slept in. He haven't been able to do that in ages. I rewind. So hi and bye to you guys. Oh.
See you later then.
Thanks for the quick comment, Clay. That's awesome. The Muggle says... It's okay. We still love you guys. We still love you as well. We just things that we can talk about in this channel. Mira says, thanks. You're very welcome, Mira. I almost read your question twice. Ronak says, definitely, I'm a cricket guy. Also, 2020 and 50-50 are different formats of cricket. Thanks for interacting in such a fun way. You guys are great sport.
Yay.
Okay, so different formats of cricket. Okay.
We're learning.
Well, yes, so the new Star Wars. I'm a big Star Wars fan. May the Force be with you guys.
May the Force be with you also.
Yes. And then sequel trilogy is not canon. No, I agree, it's not canon. I mean, also when you see horses, galloping on spaceship, you done something wrong. It's just my personal opinion. Just so weird. Such a cluster nonsense. This last video. Sorry, I'm just recovering from. Okay. I've just recently watched it.
While you're recovering, I'll read the next one.
What is Alex saying?
So Alex is saying, "Hey, where would you suggest to settle on a working holiday visa for a year, moving as a couple? Thanks."
Alex, are you Mira's boyfriend? Do we have like Alex
See
and
if
Mira?
we can get a different answer.
Or maybe you guys want to hang out with Mira as well. Two couples coming to New Zealand. Anyway, where would you suggest to settle in? I will say the Christchurch and Tauranga. And Laura is going to tell you why I picked those two ones.
Just because I guess they're the most jobs there.
Yeah, plenty of jobs over there, and both of them are quite central within their kind of areas. So Tauranga is quite central in North Island, giving you options to when you settle and you work, you get to explore quite a lot of the North Island by doing kind of star-shaped travel. Like you go for a weekend out and you go to Rotorua, and then you go for a weekend out, you go to Waitomo, and you go to weekend out, and you go to Taupo, go to weekend out, you go to the East Cape. You get to go to many different places, but there is also a lot of job, quite easy to get, and the cost of living is much lower than other towns such as Queenstown and Auckland.
Yeah, but I was just going to also say, like, I would actually take a whole different approach to that. Instead of asking us where we think you should settle, I actually think when you arrive in New Zealand, you should actually spend maybe a month or 2 months traveling the whole country, seeing or you don't even have to travel the whole country, just start traveling around and just see what sort of town or city appeals to you the most. You really don't know where's going to be the best place until you get there and you feel the vibe. There can be a place can seem a lot different once you arrive there compared to what, the pictures you've seen or what you've heard about it. So I really, really recommend actually just taking the time to travel around a little bit and see what places are actually best for you to settle for a while. And also don't just settle in one place for the whole time, assuming you're coming on a year-long working holiday. I actually suggest that you spend maybe like 3 months in one place and then move around and spend somewhere else for another 3 months, for instance.
That's what I usually say, but I've just decided to answer the question straight out for you, Alex. But I think that's cool. By the way, guys, again, if you do find this video useful or anything, click the like button. It's a great free way for you guys to say thank you for all the hard work. We only have
3 likes, and that's very sad.
Honestly, we stayed so long with you guys. Anyway, Jacob says, hey, what part of New Zealand do you live in? We are somewhere hidden in central North Island. That's all we're going to say about that. Very well hidden. If you watch other videos, there's many different clues that will tell you where we are. But we do like our privacy as well, so we're somewhere hidden there. But yeah. Jesse Savage says, thanks for the answer and all the info you guys put on. Thank you very much, JC. Feel free to like, subscribe, all that to say thank you. It's always cool. Minuk say, I still love you too. Oh, thank you very much. What's your icon, Minuk? Is it like a pelican bird? It looks really cool. I like it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Your feature image, Minuk. It's quite
nice. It a little dog?
I don't know. Is it a whale tail?
Yeah.
In small, you can't really tell, but it's really cool.
Yeah.
You will not believe how small the screen is for us, guys. Arpit says, bye-bye, guys. Definitely catch your next video. By the way, I became your subscriber 2 days ago. Nice.
Yay.
Welcome on board. As your channel, I found, is the only authentic channel for exploring New Zealand. Thank you very much. We try to make it such a thing. Ronak says, good night, guys. It's 2:39 a.m. in India right now. We'll set a reminder for the next session. Have a nice day. Thank you very much.
Thanks for joining us.
Alex says, thank you. Thank you, Alex. And Natalie says, thank you for the tips. Oh, that's a perfect way to round this video up. Again, apologies for missing a lot on the live chat, but we scrolled it back up and we watched.
We went through them all.
We went through everything. And yeah, thank you for joining us. Again, if you are not watching this video live, You can put your own question in the comment of this video, and we'll go through them. We'll print them and we'll go through them on a live session. So we do that every single week. It's at 8 a.m. New Zealand time. And that's those time around the world. Go for it, Laura.
So in the UK and France on a Saturday, that's 10 p.m. In America, in the US of A, it's also on a Saturday at 4 p.m. EST. And damn, I forgot, 1 p.m. PST. And then in Australia, that is on a Sunday at 6 a.m. And in India, that is also on a Sunday at 1:30 a.m.
All right, so that's the time you can show up next week if we didn't get to your question this week. Or again, otherwise, you put in the comments of any other video. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a lovely week. Stay safe.
Yep, see you next week. And
Bye-bye.
stay safe. Longest wave ever.
Yeah.